Hello brothers and welcome back to the channel. Thank you all for tuning in once again for another Bakugan Pro deck profile. Sadly, I have yet to find any new G3 Bakugan in my local area. So aside from what I'm getting off of trades, content will, I guess, be bouncy. But anyway, it has given me plenty of time to work on some TCG combos and strategies. For older Bakugan that I've gotten in trades recently, or just for Bakugan that I never really deck built with. Either way, just for this week, I think I want to focus on the pro game, and that's with illegal decks as well. As of recording, I've already got the Chaos one recorded. It'll probably be uploaded by the time this profile is uploaded. But yeah, so I've just been working on profiles until G3 hits my local area. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Distribution's pretty crazy with the new Bakugan. I'm hoping it gets straightened out locally, but I'm not going to hold my breath. I'm just going to enjoy the Bakugan that I do have. And speaking of that, if you would like to see more Bakugan deck profiles or more Bakugan content in general, please subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up. That way I kind of know what direction to go with content. Or, in the comments down below, let me know what you'd like to see, because I am open to ideas. I know there for a while I was doing a lot of legacy content, and it seems like now I am back on the deck building trend. But that stuff can change in a heartbeat. I'm very fickle. It's just all about what kind of content I enjoy. And right now I've really been enjoying deck building. So enough of the rant. Let's go ahead and get into that team. Starting off with the big boy, I do have the Ventus Nova Pegatrix. Friendly reminder, this is usually banned in online tournament settings, at least from what I see across Bakugan servers. But I wanted to deck build it because I felt like no one really deck builds with it, and it's for that reason, right? Because it's extremely broken and it's banned. So, yeah. Anyway, Nova Pegatrix has a Magic Shield and Helix Core, B power of 500 with 5 damage. Not strong out of the gate, right? Those are pretty subpar stats, but it's the abilities this Pegatrix has that really bust it. So on a Helix, you get plus 600 B power, and this isn't even a conditionary land effect or manipulation effect. If this Pegatrix is holding a Helix, you are just going to get plus 600, so very powerful. And then on top of that, on a Magic Shield, you get to add a Bakucore. So if you stand Pegatrix on a Magic Shield, you're going to be adding another Bakucore, which is extremely powerful. And anything past 2000 stat-wise, it is meta-breaking. That's probably why I curbed out. I mean, honestly, I didn't have better choices, but I did curb out the other two Bakugan. So it's not like I'm running 3 extremely powerful Gons, but more like 1 super broken one and then just 2 normal ones. So for the second slot, it is Pyrus Hydrus from Evolutions. It also has a Magic Shield and a Helix Core, but with a B power of 600 and a damage rating of 8. So 8 damage, not bad at all. There is a few copies of Midas Indius in here, so might take advantage of that 8 damage, might not. And then Arliss Trox. So this is the Shy Trox that I picked up recently. I wanted to find a way to use it in a deck, and this is the deck I built for it. Though I would love to hear some suggestions, down below about what I could do with this Trox differently or what I could do better. But for now, this is the build I have it in, and I hope it's good. Moving on to Trox's stats, double Helix, B power of 800 and 1 damage. So sadly, the best Bakucore we could give him kind of nuked the damage, and I had to do a little workaround. I do have Nanogon in this build, so I am running 1 Nano Lancer, which I won't go over the effects, but I will just show the cards out. So Nano Lancer, I don't want this video to be too long. Pyrus Nano Lancer and Arliss Nano Lancer as well. I know the bottom effect might not get off, but letting on a Magic Shield and adding with Pegatrix plus removing with Lancer seems like a very powerful combo. And then Nano Sledgehammer, right? We have a ton of Helix Core, so might as well get the extra boost. Trox and Hydrus are going to need it. And Pegatrix, well, doesn't need it, but it definitely helps. So a quick overview of the figures. My Pegatrix is a little janky, but here is that Nova Bakugan. Gotta appreciate it. Yeah, there we go. The light. And then Hydrus, which wants to magnetize on every Bakugan but the Bakugor. I still like the flames in the main that Evolutions did. Really, really cool coloring. And then the Shytrox, everybody. Woo! I love this thing. It's so cute. I don't even know if I'm gonna fix it. Because it's just that adorable to me, in my opinion. And it works. I still don't get, like, because I checked the spring. Had a Discord member try to help me out. But it looks like the spring is in the right positioning. Because it works. And it's in there. I don't know. But that's a video for another day. It's not a big deal. I still love the Trox. The Trox stands. It just stands like a unicorn. It is the Trox. The deck's made after him, so I'm gonna put him front and center. This deck is all about the Trox. Wow, that is bright. Okay. This deck is all about the Trox, believe it or not, and not the Pegatrix. So on to the main deck now that I've killed 6 minutes. Sorry about that, brawlers. We have 3 copies of Quickfire. I won't go into what the cards do. I think for the most part, every card I'm running in this deck I have talked about prior. And if you enjoy Bakugan Pro to any extent, you probably know what all of these cards do anyway. So 3 copies of Quickfire, 3 copies of G-Force Drop, 2 copies of Power Ritual, 3 copies of Air Zero, followed by 2 copies of Burning Bash, 2 copies of Hot Potato, 2 copies of Piercing Scream. I have the one of Always on Offense. You know, it's pretty good for the Stoke strategy. 2 copies of Fusion Super Saw, 1 copy of Solar Powered. Triple Song of Fire, like obviously you already know this is a ramp deck. If you haven't figured it out by now, this is getting kind of rampy. It's all about getting that energy. 1 copy of Strata the Hunter. Now this is the Jugan Rising one. 2 copies of Ventus Fortitude, followed by 1 Dan Kuzo and 1 Bakugan Supercharge. So the literal only target and why I felt like this deck was built around Trox, the only ramp target I have is my 3 copies of Maximus Trox Ultra. Big shout out to Bakugan. You know, go check out his channel and subscribe to support him. He sent me this in a nice little trade package. And originally this was going to go into my Mono R-less build, but I did decide to take it in a different direction. That being said, just because this Trox isn't going in Mono R-less, I still really want to find a way to abuse this Evo. Even though just taking a look at it, it's not that strong. Comparing it to the Diamond Finica that is the same 7 energy cost, it gives a B power of 22 with 10 damage, so you're losing quite a bit of B power in comparison, but the 15 damage is really nice. And yeah, we'll see. Speaking of which, I noticed I did cut the Might of Syndius, so I did misspeak at the beginning of this video. I did cut those out, so I don't know how damage is going to come up in this build. It's basically just B power. You know, if the B power wins it, whatever damage you get through goes through. But that's it. So other than that, I do have some flips. So just the generic package of 1 Ash Cloud, 1 Web Snare, 1 copy of Constrictor, 1 copy of Rock Riser. And then again, we are ramping with a little bit of Stoke in here. So for the Stoke package, I do have 2 copies of Fuel the Flames, 1 copy of Burning Cloud, and then following that with a final copy of 2 Fast. So a good bit of flips, but some of them do give us more energy. And again, the idea is just to play into those Trox Evos as fast as possible and start swinging in for the 15 damage. But that does it for this deck profile, other than the Baku Core, which is a really basic line, brawlers. You could all guess what I'm running. 2 copies of the Magic Shield plus 650. As to not you know, debilitate trucks too much, I did choose 2 helixes that were +3/+3. That way, you know, his damage doesn't get totally nuked. But then for the Hydrus and Pegatrix that can take it a little better, I am running the +600 -3, just because it does work on these two, but not necessarily the trucks. That does it for this deck profile, though. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and if you would like to see more. But until next time, brawlers, stay safe, drum up, Bakugan Brawl, and throw some bread. Woo! Throw the bread!